Hello, Scorpio. This is your relationship reading for 2017. So let's see what's in store as we head to the end of the year. Okay. We have the Emperor in reverse. This is King of Wands. I have Five of Pentacles. The Moon. I have a Four of Wands. I have the King of Swords in reverse. This is a Nine of Pentacles. I have Justice. And then I have a Nine of Wands. Okay, very interesting. Now, of course, you are a water sign, but we don't seem to have a lot of water here. Lots of pentacles and wands, actually, and some swords. You have three major arcana. You have this Emperor in reverse. And sometimes when the Emperor, who is a very powerful man or person, authority, sometimes when the Emperor is in reverse, we have someone going on a power trip. Someone who is running the show, who's trying to manipulate you. Okay. And it can definitely be pertaining to someone, a partner who is a partner who's abusing their influence over you. Someone, like I said, I'm getting a sense of a power trip here. Inferiority issues. And sometimes it can mean chaos and disorder. That things in your life and in your relationship with someone is in a free fall here. So we go to the Moon. We have some fears and we have some anxieties because of this turbulence here. And it seems like the Justice is kind of appropriate showing up here, because Justice is about making things right. It's about fairness. And I feel like the Justice card is showing up here in your future to address all the chaos and issues that this Emperor in reverse is bringing, that this partner or this other person is bringing into the relationship. And so we also have some kings. And once again, kings are also authority figures. And the Emperor is actually the major arcana card that oversees all the actions of the kings, because the Emperor is the supreme ruler and kings are a little bit under the Emperor. Okay. So we have a little bit, I'm interpreting that as a lot of power shifts and struggles. You trying to take control over your own life. I feel that, Scorpio, in your relationships, this is about you finding yourself in a position to where other people are trying to call the shots. They're trying to take over in the relationship. They're trying to boss you around. But you do have a King of Wands, and it's not reversed. If it was reversed, the King of Wands would mean someone who's angry, and they have temper tantrums and they're control freaks. So, but I do see this overwhelming power of the major arcana of the Emperor sort of setting the tone here, where you, in your relationships, in love, you are struggling against obstacles that other people are throwing your way, obstacles that another partner is bringing into the relationship. And this King of Wands shows up to sort of fight back against that. Now, this is fire, it's not water, but it doesn't mean that this King of Wands cannot apply to your ascendant or your moon or a particular house on the astrological chart as far as romance, the house of romance and friendships. And then this King of Swords is reversed. And when this King of Swords is reversed, you might have a little bit of issues with vindictiveness. Okay. A King of Swords is sort of like a very smart, intellectual person. And the King of Swords, strangely enough, the King of Swords is also associated with justice, because the King of Swords is also holding up the card. And the King of Swords is about making judgments and decisions. This can represent an actual judge. Anyone who's a lawyer or a judge or a professor or someone who makes decisions and controls narratives and has influence, and it's about ruling and making decisions and taking action. Okay? They think clearly. They see justice. They see truth. But this is in reverse. So once again, this issue of a reversal of power, someone being very manipulative, someone who's lying to you, someone who is being sketchy with their communication, unreliable. And it seems as if justice is showing up here to sort of get this King of Swords back in line. So whatever these little power struggles here that are going on with the Emperor in reverse and the King of Swords in reverse, as far as the relationship being bossed around, being manipulated, someone accusing you, someone being hostile to you, justice will kind of get all of that together here. Okay, so yes, some dominant energies with your major arcana, but definitely these men, these rulers, it's about a power struggle within a relationship. And there might be a lot of fears and anxieties about that. So when we come here to this past energy, you have that Five of Pentacles coming after this chaos and this King of Wands, this struggle between the Emperor bossing the King of Wands around, the King of Wands representing motivation and discipline, and you're trying to hold it all together. When we come to this Five of Pentacles, it sort of signifies that you might be going through an issue of being alone. Not just, this isn't a financial issue, but usually the Five of Pentacles, it's about lack of resources. No one's coming to help you, although there are resources. It's also about anxiety about loss, and it feels as if someone's dangling your life. You know, someone has power and they're sort of dangling this issue in front of you, causing you to be afraid and causing you to you know, just this issue of fear of abandonment, that someone who has your heart in their hands, they're capable of hurting you. And so this Five of Pentacles, it represents really a big crisis in a relationship, a big issue of someone dropping the ball, someone not being there for you as you come into the month of December. So when we come here to the present, keep in mind you have a Four of Wands in the middle of your spread, and you actually have three wands. You have a King of Wands, which is the king of motivation and discipline, and it's also about a mover and a shaker and enthusiasm and love of life. So when we come to this Four of Wands, the Four of Wands is the same energy. It's about a celebration, having a happy home, having a happy relationship. Okay, it's about freedom, and I kind of feel, Scorpios, that some of you might be going through a relationship issues to where things are oppressive. I feel like this Emperor in reverse is trying to stamp out the energy. The Emperor is just making things very difficult in a relationship, being happy, being carefree. But yet this person, some of you might be attached to, there might be other issues with another relationship, or an argument where, once again, it's almost as if some of you are being blackmailed, that this person might abandon you if they don't get their way. You know, every time it feels like the relationship is up and running, this person just sort of acts out. So on one side of the Four of Wands, you do have the Moon, which is once again about those alarm bells going off, feeling very scared. And this is following that Five of Pentacles here in your past influences. Then you have that King of Swords, the manipulative person, the person who might be lying or cheating. Okay, and so when we come here to the future, we have that Nine of Pentacles here, and it seems to be in response to this Five of Pentacles, because I kind of feel like some of you, might be having a conversation where you tell someone off. You're going to be like, enough of this. I don't need this. You're free to leave if you don't like it. Scorpios, you can be very emotionally committed, but no one should cross a Scorpio, because Scorpios, once they've decided they will fight back, they do. They love hard, they play hard. Scorpios are emotionally, you know, their heart, they do follow their heart, but at some point, they're not afraid to use their head as well. They're not afraid to, for instance, a Scorpio will not let things slide. If you piss a Scorpio off, that is pretty much it. Okay, you know, and maybe some of you can verify that, but I've known a couple of Scorpios, and I've always had the experience with some Scorpios that the people they love passionately, but they don't ignore the little things that people do that are disloyal. They don't let it slide. If someone messes up, they will not let that slide. And they will come out and say, you know what, you really messed up here, and I'm not going to forget that. So Scorpios, you have that, you forgive, but you don't necessarily forget. And that's only because if someone crosses you, you are a very loving, emotional person who's very passionate about who they love and what they believe. So if someone crosses you, that's not good. But you have that Nine of Pentacles. It seems as if prosperity and happiness will come. But I kind of feel like you've kicked someone to the curb here. Some of you will be kicking someone to the curb. And that's why I'm feeling this Justice card in a very special way. And then the stress and the issues that have come along as the wands play out here, that Ten of Wands is about you're at the end of your struggle. Home with you get to put this burden down. Finally, home is within sight. You're almost there. Okay, but you're putting an end to all of this manipulation and drama, and sometimes, Scorpio, you do bring the drama a little bit, but once again, I don't think you should be crossed. You're not the best astrological sign where someone should mess with you. And I feel like you're going to put this all to rest. And once again, justice. It could be a conversation some of you had, like, you know, you really shouldn't mess with me. I don't care. If you want to keep walking, that's fine. That's one way of interpreting this. I also feel that with justice, it could mean actual legal issues for those of you dealing with divorce or separation, that this Justice card comes along to settle things that have been unresolved in the relationship. That could be another issue that's going on with the Emperor, and definitely the King of Swords, which is also associated with legal issues. So let me go ahead and pull an outcome card. Okay. Your outcome card, Scorpio, is a Knight of Cups. Whoa, this is lovely. Knight of Cups. So we have some water at last. And once again, it feels like some of you are like, the train is going to keep rolling here. We're not letting anyone get in our way. I'm not going to be dealing with these issues that are holding you back. And I think that it's very relevant here because it could also mean for some of you a little uptick in your romantic life. There's definitely some romance happening for some of you Scorpios. If you're not already in a long-term relationship, I feel that some of you are tired of being stalled. A lot of you are tired of someone who takes advantage of the love and commitment that you're giving here. Now, keep in mind, the Knight of Cups is usually associated with Pisces, but I think this is definitely a strong movement towards some of you leaving a very toxic lover or a toxic partner and saying, I am done with this. I'm ready for the new. I'm ready for the next. Okay? But even if you are in a relationship and there's no breakup, it can definitely mean telling someone, get your act together, because I'm not tolerating. Okay, so Scorpio, that was your reading. And my special for the holiday season, my special tarot reading, is going to be the Grand Romany Tarot. If you'll notice, there's a playlist for your 2018 predictions. And that's the Grand Romany. And some of you have asked me, are you going to have a special? Yes, I will. So the Grand Romany will be available for $30. It's a 21 card spread. It's a multi-dimensional reading. It looks at the elements, your major arcana, past, present, future, but it also looks at your home life, your relationship with family and friends, what's going to happen, what's not going to happen, what's definitely going to show up in your life. So you definitely want to check it out. Thank you guys so much for your support. It's been another wonderful year reading for you. I hope you're having a wonderful holiday. And as usual, I sign off wishing you love and light. Happy New Year, and I will see you in January.